in their own way and couldn't get out of it.
Now Golden State's starting five. Iguodala and Green are set at the forward spots. It's the Splash Brothers, Curry and Thompson at the guard spots. And it's Bogut in at the five.
I tell you what, he has quite the act to follow. But Fred Hoiberg was a quick choice for the Brass in Chicago. Signed that 5-year deal over the summer. Was easily one of the most in-demand coaches available.
Still can't get anything going here after 3 tries. Drop that one in as soft as a feather using the finger roll.
And the first timeout of the game called for Chicago. They couldn't put the pieces together, losing that last matchup with Boston.
Yeah, it's got to be concerned with all the missed shots here. And every team goes through cold streaks. You just got to figure out a way to stay productive.
And the best way to do that when you're missing shots is to get to the foul line. Be aggressive, get to the foul line, and knock down some of those freebies, and the tide can turn for you.
We've played just over a minute here in the first. Butler kicks to Snell. To the middle. And Gasol slams it in.
You know, he's got a lot of length, and right there, he needed every inch of it.
That's true, G.A. You're right. You know, we really don't know that much about him in that department, but my goodness, when he gets up, he can go.
Yeah, he can still punch it when he wants to, though. We saw that, didn't we, fella?
Bogut. That's in, coming off the assist from Thompson.
And we always talk about making your teammate better. That assist was right on target.
Well, I tell you, the Warriors roster fit together hand in glove. They were led by the Splash Brothers, but the front court and the bench really complemented the rest of the team perfectly because all of the players for the Warriors were extremely versatile and highly skilled.
It's stolen by Curry, and it's the Warriors on the break. That's tipped. Bulls have gone just 1 for 5 from the field to start the quarter. Rose can't get that one to fall. Warriors have gone 3 of 5 shooting the ball so far. As you're talking about the Warriors, you know, they were built to play with each other last year. The bigs could all pass very well, and that set up the three-point threats.
And then even on the defensive side, I mean, they had players that really complemented each other. I mean, some undersized power forwards who countered with rim protectors. I mean, they also had the length at every perimeter position to switch on any play. So they are equally as adept on that side of the ball.
Passes it to Mirotic. And he gets that one to go off the front iron. Mirotic just got his first basket.
Yeah, great execution there. The turnaround, such a difficult shot to defend.
Here's Butler.
And you know what? You allow a guy to get right to the rim like that, that's your only option.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, free throws are always better than a layup, so I'd agree with you there, Greg.
And no doubt last season the Bulls were clearly preparing for the playoffs. They played their rookies but added a lot of playoff seasoned veterans to that roster.
Here's what Chicago's going with right now. Joakim Noah, he's checked in for Gasol. Gibson comes in for Mirotic. McDermott's checked in for Tony Snell. And it's Heinrich in for Rose. Iguodala no good. As you mentioned, the Bulls added veteran leaders last season. Pau Gasol was the notable one. 11 Bulls. Clark had playoff experience prior to their postseason run a season ago.
And that's invaluable, Kevin, to have that kind of experience. I mean, having Gasol, two-time champion in the locker room, big, as is having almost a dozen guys who understand the intensity and the details that playoff basketball require.
Here's McDermott following the score by Golden State. Connects, the jumper drops.
Ooh, that is a tough shot.
Warriors leading by 3. Here's Livingston. Puts up the baby hook. And the shot counts. He's fouled, and it's a chance for a three-point play.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
That's right. 5 of their last 6 makes were on the interior. They've established their inside presence.
Bulls making a switch here. Moore's checked in. And then for Golden State, Spates checked in for Green. Barbosa comes in for Thompson. And Ian Clark subbed in for Andre Iguodala. Heinrich passes to Gibson. And a great assist by Heinrich as that one goes in.
Heads up play there, guys, on the assist and the finish.
Here's Barbosa. Here's Clark. And that's not going to go. 1 quarter in the book. Welcome back, folks. Thank you for tuning in to the NBA on 2K Sports as we get set to get going once again. Hey, during the break, players getting a chance to refuel and hydrate with some Gatorade as there is more basketball in store. And a chance to catch up on some numbers here, the hustle stats for the Warriors.
And it's been about their defense. They're playing with a frenetic pace, putting a lot of pressure on the ball handlers and forcing turnovers.
You know, another thing they've done well, guys, this first half is challenge shooters and change shots. A bunch of block shots early.
The big men are Gibson and Noah. Rose is out there with Etuan Moore. And it's McDermott in at the small forward. That's the 5 out there for the Bulls. And they're unable to get the tying basket there. Here's Livingston. Rebounded by McDermott. Bulls trail by 3. So many great statistics are available to demonstrate just how dominant the Warriors were last season. My favorite is, GA, their point differential.
You know, to be able to beat your opponent by double digits on average is something only 8 teams have been able to do in the history of the league.
It's amazing. And the Warriors decide to take their first time out here.
Guys, the Warriors ended the year at just over a 10-point differential per game. I mean, still that number is staggering when you think of what it takes to achieve that mark over the course of a season. Typically, championship teams are somewhere in the +6 to +8 range. 10 is off the charts.
Changes for Chicago. Tony Snell comes in for Doug McDermott. And it's Butler in for Moore. And the Warriors also making a change. Thompson, he's checked in for Ian Clark. Rose with the double team. There's the pass to Livingston. Here's Spates. That drops, and it comes off the assist from Livingston. Spates has got his first 2 points.
And you know what? That Warriors point differential was helped out a lot by their play at home. The home differential was almost plus 15 points per game. A lot of blowout wins. Scary thing is they set their starters in the fourth so often, they could have made those numbers even higher had they wanted.
Now here's Thompson. Looking for his first basket still in this one. Green left side. Dishes it to Spates. And a big bounce off the rim, but it sinks right in. Now it's a 5-point Warrior lead. They get a hand on it. Gasol dishes to Rose. To the middle. No good from Gibson.
Oh, that's terrific defense there. That's how you protect the rim.
And there's the foul on the shot. He'll go to the line for 2. Let's take this opportunity to show you the teams that have been the best three-point shooting squads over the last 10 games. The Warriors, number 1.
They've been really pleased, Kevin, with their three-point game. It's working better for them thanks to some adjustments they've made in their transition game.
No good on the free throw. Chicago was as strong as they would have hoped for last season at home in the United Center. A lot of big wins for them here.
Yeah, and despite all the injuries, they go 27-14 at home, and that helped to assure them of home court in the first round of the playoffs.
Mirotic is checked in for Chicago. Then for the Warriors, Andrew Bogut checked in for Spates. And it's Stephen Curry in for Leandro Barbosa.
And that's not nearly the kind of defense that's going to prevent a player of his ability from scoring.
You know, you look back on the Bulls' record last year with 27 home wins. That's pretty solid. Same exact total as they had the year before. They haven't gone below 500 at home since 2008.
They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Sure could, Kev. I mean, too many empty trips. They need some points.
And it's Butler missing. Warriors leading by 6.
2 minutes, 2-1.
Green kicks to Curry. Livingston passes to Curry. Bogut sets a screen for Curry. 6 on the shot clock. Almost, but it rolls out.
And a big part of why the Bulls are tough at home is this crowd. I mean, sold out every game last season. Led the league in total attendance for 6 straight seasons, averaging over 21,000 fans per game.
At the line for the Bulls, 1 shot.
Chicago making some changes. Joakim Noah is checked in for Gasol. And it's Heinrich in for Tony Snell. What a year for the Warriors. Clark won their division for the first time in 39 years, ran away with the very tough Western Conference.
And there were a number of surprises last season, Kevin, but the Warriors were at the top of the list. I mean, I don't think anybody, including you and I, pegged them to be as good as they were.
Especially the way the finals began.
Exactly.
And he gets it to go.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
Well, I agree with you. 4 of their last 5 baskets have been exactly of that variety.
He got an advantage there off the pick and took it right in. And it's 9 points for Steph Curry.
He's been one of their more reliable options today, guys. I mean, his shooting has led them to this lead.
3-pointer, Butler. No luck. The Warriors go the other way with it. They defeated Indiana in their last game.
And you know what? Exactly what had to be done in terms of winning on the road. Never allowed any momentum to build up against them. Kept the crowd out of the game. And for every punch they took, they had a counter.
I was very impressed, Greg, with the way they stood their ground, even when they were on their heels some, coming through those moments where they were backing up a bit. That's what it takes on the road. You've got to show that kind of fortitude and resilience.
Livingston, that's good. And now a 5-point Warrior lead.
And I like how he puts himself in position there to finish on the break.
Yeah, you know, that's what we call seeing and feeling the game. Excellent read of how that play was going to develop and where the ball was going. That's stuff that you oftentimes can't teach, Greg.
That free throw missing. And he misses the second one as well, so he is 0 for 2 that time. And so it's a close game as we wrap up the first half of basketball. Warriors lead by 5.